Welcome back to All Hands. Filmmaker Jon M is no stranger to Hollywood. He's behind one of the biggest box office successes, Crazy Rich Asians. As we gear up for Chu's next film, In the Heights, to be released in June, I wanted to learn more about his journey into the entertainment world. I sat down with the filmmaker and asked if he faced any challenges taking over the director's chair. Here's what he had to say.
You know, I was very lucky. I got into the director's chair when I was in college and got plucked from there. So I didn't have to go through the struggles that many do. However, when I did get my directing gigs coming straight out of college, going into the studio lots, they often would direct me when I get to the gate. The security guard would often direct me to the deliveries section. That could be because of my age or the way I dressed. I'm not quite sure, but it definitely happened more than once.
But I think we're starting to see some changes this award season, especially the Oscars. We saw Chloe Zhao win as the first minority woman for director. Do you think Hollywood is finally coming around to the idea that we need more diversity on screen?
You know, I think that Hollywood isn't a one-button machine. It is made up of a graph of people. It is a network of ideas and ideologies that have come together in this place to make stuff. And so I don't know if I don't think there's an easy answer to, hey, it's changed now in Hollywood. But I do think that people are in positions now to make sure that the gates are more open, and it's not just one gate, it's thousands of gates. I also know that there are more people at the gates ready to burst in there. And so I guess the pressure from the outside world, from everyone speaking up, activists and non-activists, I think make Hollywood have to take notice, and everyone speaks with their box office tickets. So I think that's making a change, and then it's a march. It's not a destination yet. So we're getting there, and more people are getting more opportunities.
Now, your next movie is In the Heights. That's based on a musical by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Why did you decide to tackle this musical?
You know, I saw the Broadway show when I was making my first movie, and I saw it in New York City, and it moved me. I'm not from Washington Heights. I'm not from New York. I'm a California boy. I grew up in a Chinese restaurant with my family, basically. But the community of children of immigrants, surrounded by their aunts and uncles who want the best for them, who work their butt off to take care of us, have hopes and dreams of themselves, but also for us, and us trying to piece together our cultural identity crisis, and that each of us have different ways to deal with it. That really touched me. That really felt very specifically written for me. And I never thought I would be the one making the movie. That was 15 years ago, 12 years ago, something like that. So, but I remember it moving me to that degree. So when I got to meet Lynn, knowing that we're basically the same age, and we got to speak about the same pop culture reference points and the same frustrations and the same optimism, that we as the creators now have the ability to change some of the things that our parents couldn't or tried to avoid by making us as comfortable as we can amongst our all American friends and white friends and things like that. That those things we can start to shed because we are creating the stories and the art that's going out to the next generation.
Speaking of hopes and dreams, is there a certain thread or theme that draws you to a project?
I mean, I love entertainment first. It's got to be. That's why we watch stuff. Is because it's interesting. It makes us wonder. It allows us to have empathy for another person's life. And so, but I always believe in hope. In that as alone as we all feel, and I think we all feel very alone. That's why I'm always looking for connection through a sports team, through family, through friends. That in the end of the day, we actually aren't alone in whatever struggles we are. Even if the struggles are different, we have similar ways to heal each other. And that's what I look for in stories more than ever. But that it's always fun and through light. Not light as in naive, but that light can come through hard work and struggle.
That's director Jon M.